Hi Stampers, Gaynor again, and I'm coming back with an oldie. I made this about 5 years ago with a very old stamp set and an embossing folder that I added loads of gems to. I can't think what it's called. Let me see if I can find it quickly because I've got a head like a sieve. Let me just scroll to the top. Centre Step Easel card. Wonderful Moments I made it with the lady in the wedding dress. Well, I've jazzed it up a little bit. I've shortened the card a little bit as well, so it stands up like a centre step card, but it folds out as an easel card and also flips away to lay flat in your card. Oh look, in your envelope. So it opens out, you can write a message, and it also stands up like an easel card. I've seen quite a few ladies doing the centre step card at the moment, but I went back over one of my old stamp sets, like one of my old videos, and I think it doesn't give the date, it just says centre step easel card, wonderful moment, stamp it up 5 years ago. So, and the video's for 38 minutes. So it's a while back, so I thought I'd use some of the new In Colours Designer Series paper. I'm using an old stamp set, which is the hand penned, because of this. I only didn't want to stamp anything really, I just wanted to keep the card pretty simple. You could add another panel in there if you want, but I think that's plenty of space to write and still hide your message when it's out on display. You could also put a panel on the back, you could also put one underneath, and if you want it to fold flat to go in your envelope, it will fold away that way. And like I'm saying, it'll fold away this way as well and still folds flat to go in your envelope. And folding flat, it measures 4 1/8, which is our standard card, by 5 3/4. So if you're American, just do it 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. I think you might just get away with 4 1/8. For the measurements I'm going to give. I don't know what it'd be if you added, maybe if you score at 5 1/4 instead of 5 1/8 where I'm cutting down to. So, but I'm only using these two dies. I'm using this one in the Moody Mauve and the white for the inlay, just so it was just, I actually just wanted to do something pretty quick. But you could turn this into a Christmas card, you could turn it into a birthday card. Well, I've got it as a thank you. I love this thank you, it's just big. And the only reason I added it this time is because I didn't have another stamp set with me, which I still don't. So I will do the thank you again, but I just think it's absolutely beautiful. You don't even have to add this, it would stand up on its own without, but you'd have nowhere to write. So this is why I turned it into an easel card many moons ago, and it, like I'm saying, it folds flat. So I'll leave that there. I've done some of the layering to save on time. These are for the 2 pieces I need to cut out my flower and my position. I think what I'll do with this though, I'm just going to grab, because it took me a while to poke out all the, I'm just going to layer it up with another piece of card just underneath, so when I peel the top one off, all the bits will stay up. This is just very vanilla. So let me do that with you, and I've already layered my centerpiece up. I'll give you the measurements to those. This is going to be for the side bits. I've already layered one of those, and I've already layered one of those. So this is 7/8 by 7/8, and this is 3/4 by 3/4. Yeah, you'll need 2 of those. You'll need 2 of these. So you're 11 1/4 your card by 5 3/4. If you're doing American, do 5 1/2. But then, yeah, just keep the measurements the same. So your card will be 4 1/2. Mine is slightly wider, so you will need, if you want this size, you will need, if you're doing it 5 1/2, you'll need a shorter piece in there. But that, I mean, for the extra, what, 1/4 inch, it's worth it. So, but you'll need 2 of these. These measure 2 7/8 by 7/8, and this is 3/4 by 2 3/4. Two of those, which are there. Then you're going to need this piece. This is 4 by 3 3/4, and the DSP is 3 7/8 by 3 5/8, and I've just layered that up for the centerpiece. You're going to need a piece of scrap then to cut out the background, and a piece of white. You don't have to lay it on here, it'll probably cut through the two, but I'm just using it so when I peel this off it comes straight off. I mean, you could add some double-sided tape, but you'll be poking out all these little holes for ages. So let me just glue these two together. I just refilled my bottle. I think I've took the glue all the way to the top. So I had an order today. Oh, mind you, you're going to see this. You're going to see my order before you see the card. So let me just squirt some. I have filled my bottle too full, so it's clogging. Look, see it bursting out the top then? There we go. So I've done all that little bit ready. Let's make sure I've got that square on. So we've got two of those, and one of those. Your card base. Oh, and we're going to need one of these. I haven't wrote this down. This is, for some reason I haven't wrote it down. This is 5 inches, or is it? Let me just see. I'm sure it's 5 inches. Yeah, 5 inches by 3/4. So this is 4 7/8 by 5/8 of an inch. So that's going to be your little platform for your inside to stand up on. Isn't that cute? So we're going to glue that down as well. I'm going to have the stripes again. Oh wow, look at all that glue pop out of there then. That's a wee bit much. And then your card base, like I'm saying, 11 1/4. So you American ladies might have to just do 11. I don't know how it would work out, but I'll show you my workings out. And then this piece is for our inside where our little platform's going to sit. And I think this is 5 3/4 by 2 7/8. And that's going to go. And then our card base. So we'll put these to one side just for a moment. I'm using the 2023 to 2025 in colour designer series paper, and I've only got a few of the dots and stripes left. I like this set. I'm using this ruffled ribbon. You can keep it white, you can even colour this. I've done that on other cards to the same as your card, but just by using your blends. I bought myself some new paper snips and I've put a ribbon around it, so yes, it literally now cuts my ribbon, because I'm always looking for big scissors, and I've got to lug my big scissors out, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to pop this away just for a minute so it doesn't clog up. And then with the end that's left over, I'm literally going to stamp and cut that down, and then find a piece of white to back my thank you. You could either do it with this and then do white. I might even swap it around actually. These are really old gems. These are 2019 to 2021 in colour faceted gems. Well, I've already coloured them with my Moody Mauve pen ready. I've also, if you notice, I've got these beautiful silver gems, which is the Metallic Elements Effects Basics. I squirted these on my silicone mat a couple of hours ago while I was doing my video for the order, and I've used the silver ones because they peel off, and I've just used a glue dot at the back. So I'm going to use these, either the black ones, which are my Nouveau dots, or I'm going to use the copper ones, one of my gold ones. I might use a combination actually, but I squirted these on my mat ages ago, left them to dry, and they just make gems. I'll show you, they're so simple to make. Literally squirt, you can make them as big as you want as well, and then just use your nozzle, because before they dry you can make them as small as you want, or you can make them as big as you want. So I'm gonna leave them on my mat to dry. They take a while, they take about an hour, but even if you were doing it on your card, you still have to wait for them to dry. But the Nouveau dots go off pretty quick, but these took a while to dry, so I'm going to use a combination of those on my card. But I've also got the gems that are coloured with my blends as well. So I'm going to pop that to one side. I'm going to fetch in my little die machine. I'm going to put this at the top because I'm going to use the bottom half. I'm splitting my plates, if you know, because if you overlap, if you try and put everything in level, it just gets jammed. So put your plates in at an angle and it goes straight through. So there is my base for my flowers. I'm going to use this section for my sentiment, and then I'm going to do the same again. I'm just going to place my intricate dies now on top of my white and my very vanilla paper, and my plates that are at an angle. And again, I'm just going to feed that through, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to go back again just to make sure they've cut right through. You don't have to, I'm just making sure. So when I take this die off now, I can see that all my bits are come out. There's my other section. I said it would cut through the two. I mean, if you want, you could leave all the bits in, but I just want the top. And look at that, it's cut all the bits out and it's left them on the other one. I mean, you could keep that now to go, even with some of the white bits, just tap the white bits gently and leave your very vanilla bits in to go on another card. So I'm going to get rid of those bits because I might use the very vanilla this time, just for my sentiment. Oh, and I tell you what I got today. Let's see if that works. Give me two shakes of a lamb's tail. So I got these today, and that's the first time I'm going to use them. So let me check my card. These are the stylish shapes. Oh, I reckon I might just get that thank you out of there. I've cut just the bottom section off. So let me, oh, where's my, did I get my ink? No, I used black, so let me get some black ink. I've got my thank you. I just love this font. I love this, the length of it. I love the size of it. So I'm going to pop this in the center, but I'm just literally gonna pop it right at the bottom because I know I might have to stamp a little bit of that out. So let's get rid of that. I'm gonna get my scissors, just chop off this top bit. And then let's see Oh, that's going to fit beautiful. So let me grab a little tiny bit of washi tape, which I've got here. And I'm just going to run that through. Make it a little bit more stylish. Hover the plates over. Look, see, it's... I want to try and keep that. It's not so sticky or washy, but once I put it on here it will be. Let's see how that turns out. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cute? And it's taken my whole message. Love it. Just a bit of scrap that I was going to throw in the bin. See what I mean? Unless your plates go in at an angle, you're never going to get them to go through. So, oh, I'll be using these a lot. I always said I'd never get them because we had the circles, but look how small that circle goes down to. Love that. So let's see how I'm going to attach. I might just do a strip just along the bottom and just along the top, so let's glue that on. So I'm just doing it in the center, and I'm going to leave myself a little strip just at the bottom. Turn that over and give that a wipe. Where's my pin gone? Gaynor's forever losing her pin. There it is. Get my head if it was loose. I'm going to come in and I'm just going to trim that just so I've got the colour. Oh, that's it. So I've got a little piece at the top and at the bottom, and I think that'll look really cute. I know it's a different colour cardstock, but I think it might be, or we could just swap this white one out, but my card's all white and I could leave those details that are in there. Just some of them will flick off. I don't want to remove those centers, so I just wanted to get rid of the white bits, but I think that's quite nice actually. So what do you reckon? White or very vanilla? I think we should go with the white because it matches the card. The only thing that's going to be different, I'll use that on something else, is the sentiment. So just going to add dots of glue. I mean, like I'm saying, you can add double-sided tape, but you'll be losing quite a lot of it because of all the detail that comes out. So just give it a little tap. You could use a sponge. I haven't done that in a while. I'm gonna make sure my little flowers lay in there. And I know it's gonna leak a little bit, but once that dries, I can just go in with my Teflon bowl folder and smooth that out. That is gorgeous. We'll need our glue again in a minute, but we're going to do some cutting and scoring, which is so simple. I'm going to pop these on dimensionals. I need to get another packet out really. I've only got dark ones, but these will do for now. They're just a bit of a pain in the bum to take the backings off. Perfect. I've got little ones. Right, now back to our card. We need to grab our trimmer. I'm doing it on the side because I'm terrible and I can't see. So I'm going to put this in at 1 inch. And I'm using this side. And I'm going to take, let me just grab my bits. I'm going to cut from 1 inch in to from 1 inch down to 5 1/8. Lift it up gently, flip my card over, come back in at 1 inch, making sure my dial is at 5 1/8. Press down, and then I'm going to cut all the way back up to 1 inch, and that's the cutting. So get rid of the blade, lift out the arm, whoops, and I'm going to do it a little bit backwards, I think. I forgot what I was going to do then. Right, 8 1/4 I think it is. Is it 8 1/4 or 8? Let me measure that. I think it's only a 3 inch, because I did leave my cardstock a little bit longer, but then I wanted it to fold up, so I took some off and I then didn't adjust my card. So yeah, 3 inches. Right, let's do it from this way. Right, Gaynor, 1 inch. We're going to do up to the score lines and up to the score line. Then we're going to do 2 inches again, up to the score line and score line, cut line up, and then we're going to do 4 1/2. Is it 4 1/2? Yes, between the cut lines this time. So between the cut lines, and then 5 1/8 we're going to do up to the cut lines and from the cut lines up. And then I need, let me just see what I need then, a 3 inch gap I think it is. So yes, 3 inches. So we need to go now 5 1/8. We need to go to 8 1/8 and score. Woo! I had that 8 and it said 8 1/4, but let me have a look. Oh my goodness! Let Gaynor just fold this. So they're all mountain folds except for this one. So mountain, valley, mountain, mountain. So mountain, mountain, valley, mountain, and then it folds just like so. Why is Gaynor not doing that right? Have I done something wrong? I've done something wrong. Yeah, I've missed a score line there, look. I've done it there instead of down a bit. So Gaynor missed a score. No, it's there. What have I done wrong, girls? Right. 8 1/4, 5 1/8, 4 1/2, 2 1. That's right. Mind you, I've done 8 1/4, and I should have done 8 1/4. Mind you, that's that one. It doesn't really make any odds. So that one folds up properly. It is 8 1/4 I need. So don't score that one. It's not 8 1/8. It's 8 1/4. So let's do that proper. So let's score that one the right way round. 8 1/4. That's better. So don't worry about my score line. You don't do yours till I've done mine. That's better. Score's there now. So it folds on itself. Then this and that fold. I've missed a score line. I've missed a score line. Let's see. Now look, Gaynor's got, right, that's 1 inch, 2 inch. Right, 1 inch, 2 inch. Why have I put, oh, I've put 4 1/2, and it should be 4. 4 inch and 5 1/8. 4 1/8 and 5 1/8. So it's 4 1/8 and 5 1/8. Gaynor's made a really big boo-boo. Oh, I don't know what's going on, girls. Right, we've got the first two right. We got that one right. So, 1 inch, we've done that. 2 inch, we've done that. 4 inch, 4 1/8, sorry. Not 4 1/2, sorry. Might get Gaynors get. I make the mistakes, you don't have to. So it's 4 1/8, and then 5 1/8 between. So Gaynor made a boo-boo, so you don't have to. So it's that one. There we go, look at that. Just for the sake of 1/8 of an inch. So you won't see mine, it'll be on the back. So it's 1 inch up to the score line, to the cut line, 2 inch up to the cut line, 4 1/8 and then through the centre, and then 5 1/8 up to the cut line. And then the back bit is 3 1/4, so it folds away flat. Oh, I knew we'd get there in the end, ladies. Oh, excuse me. Sweating pints. So this is going to fit on there. Look at that, beautiful. Then our little strips will fit inside there. Our long strip is going to go on this piece of paper, and our tiny little bits fit on there. So let's get some gluing done. So I make the mistakes, girls. I started to fold that, and you don't need to. So easel card. So you watch me make the mistakes. I'll correct it. That way when you come to make your card, you won't make any mistakes. Right, let's get this glued on. We can open this out now. So our little, let's do the centerpiece first. Take our pin out. You could use any designer series paper you want. I'm just using, because I tend to get these in colours. Use them once. I'm just going to lay that there so I can see. Use them once and then forget to use them again. So this is the reason I'm using. So I can see where the lines are. So the little, I mean, you don't have to. You could cut that off there and do a straight strip across there. I just like the look of these cute little separation from these boxes. You could do a whole strip across there, make this panel smaller. Maybe I'll show you that one day on a different video. So making sure they line up right along that edge and they're nice and straight. And then this is where our fold is. So these little strips will fit in there beautiful. And if you don't want to lay it up with white cardstock, you could literally just use that measurement for your designer series paper. Perfect. And this side as well. They are so cute. So our card, don't ignore that strip on mine because I measured it wrong. So there we are. And then we've got our easel section. So in with the white cardstock. You could use designer series paper. You could stamp on this before you put it in. I'm just going to use mine as a strip for writing my message on underneath this section, which I'm going to add dimensionals on just for the lift. Oh, look at that. When you want the backs not to come off, they come off. So squash, squash, squash. Take the backings off. And I'm going to add I'm not going to press until I've roughly got it the same distance either side. So that looks pretty okay to me. So here we can write our message. This is our easel section now that pushes against this card section when it opens out. Look at this. There we go. There we go. It's sitting up properly. I've got no nails, girls. They're all breaking. So our card sits like this. And then we're going to open this out. Add our beautiful floral. I'm going to add the sentiment first, I think. Because it doesn't matter as long as you don't put that dimensional over this section. So it fits there. There's no dimension coming over the back. Because you can have this, you could have it hanging over to here. And it still won't interrupt the card because it's just hanging off. But you don't want dimensions on the back there. And then this beautiful. I just had a lady that messaged me on one of my videos. I'd used an older stamp set. And she was like, thank you. You know, not many of the ladies will, they make a video with one of the stamps or one of the dies. Look at that, I've lifted that up a little bit so it just overlaps. And then you never see them make a card again. And I've got so many old stamp sets, she said. Nobody ever gets them back out again. And I was thinking, well, I've got plenty of stamp sets that I will never get rid of anymore. I used to get rid of them all just to make way for the next lot. And it was costing me a fortune, so I've been quite wise this. I know I've ordered a few bits, but I've been quite wise this time. So here's our beautiful card. I'm going to lay this down. Don't ever get rid of your old gems. Colour them, because these paler ones will colour up to any dark one you've got in your blends. So if you need this colour, choose a paler. I tried it on this Calypso Coral, but it was okay, but it's not what I wanted. So I've got 3 small ones which I've coloured, which these were, I can't remember. I think it was Purple Posy. So I'm just going to add a little gemstone that I've coloured with my Moody Mauve just in the centres of those beautiful flowers. Where's my other flower? There. So I've added these, and then excusez-moi, I'll put them away. Just put my die away before I lose it. So use your old sets, girls. Now I'm going to fetch in. I can't use these yet, I've only just made them, but I can use these. So glue dot. I'm going to put a glue dot there. I'm going to press on it so it doubles the glue dot, and I'm going to just maneuver it. I'm going to take up one of these beautiful little gems that I've made and pop it on there. And then I've got one that I pop down here. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to squash it, take the backs off. And then with my pokey tool, I'm just going to curl up that gem just while I pick another one up. That will not come off now because it's got the glue dot behind it. And I'm going to pop one. I think I'll pop the other one there. These glue dots I've had from card kits and I adore them. I've got loads. And in fact, look, I collect them and put them in pouches, and I will not have to buy glue dots for a long time. I don't tend to use a lot, but I'm just going to curl that now. And I'm going to put a gold one on this time. And it's the same width as my... Now, if I added that as my liquids, I'd have to sit and wait for my card to go off for a long time before I could use... I can't use the gold, the silver, because I've only just done them. I'm going to grab another glue dot. I'm going to pop them to one side to dry. I'm going to come in. I'm going to pop a glue dot right there. I'm not going to take the back off just yet because I'm going to do myself one of these cute little bows. Look at me, I'm covered in glue. So, and I'll rewrite those measurements down and cut lines for you in a sec as well, so you don't make a mistake like I just did. I love this. It's called Whisper White Crinkled Seam Binding. It's beautiful. And it's just enough there. And I can trim. Oh, I love the fact that I've got scissors now that will cut my ribbon. I will never cut paper with them. I'll just use them for my ribbon. Because I normally have to get my big scissors out and it's a pain in the bum to see. And with these little snips I can see what I'm doing. I never want to go back in there. So I'll fetch my card in. I see my glue dot top. Take the top off. Attach my gorgeous little ribbon right there. And even with that thank you in very vanilla, excuse me ladies, I've got a, well, my hands are busy, my nose runs, and it's only since I've had my operation for my gastrics. All the girls say theirs is the same. So there is that beautiful centre step easel card that folds away so it can go inside a normal size envelope, same as this one. I've got this gorgeous little set that I'll keep together and use. I can pull all the white bits off. I can use that on a different card. And then when your recipient comes, once they open the card, they'll know to pull this flap down. And it's self-explanatory that we've got this beautiful. Do you prefer it with the very vanilla or do you like it with the moody mauve? You take your pick. You do whatever you want. You can add any sentiment you want. But there we have it. So we've got moody mauve in black, very vanilla in and the white. I love them cards. So there we go. I don't want anyone to think I was stealing somebody else's idea. I did make this 5 years ago. So if you want to go and have a check out on that one, the what it was called Beautiful Moments, I think it is, with the lady in the wedding dress. And I did it with the ruffled embossing folder. So every little crossover on the embossing folder, I added a little silver gem and it just looked like a quilt. So I hope you've enjoyed anyway. Hope you give it a go. I'd love a thumbs up. All glory to our great Lord and Saviour in the sky, Jesus Christ, whom I adore and live for. So he's the one that gives me the talent. Till next time, love to you all. Take care. Bye.